Greetings to you. Dr. Stephen Mujay here. October is Cybersecurity Month, and I'm coming to give you some cybersecurity tips. In this recording, I'm primarily focusing on some of the things that you can do to protect yourself from data breaches. The number of data breaches uh, has been increasing over the years. So we have been noticing more and more data breaches over the years. Therefore, I'm just coming to give you some of the things that you can do to protect yourself from this ever increasing issue. Okay. So once again, I'm focusing on the things that you can do to protect yourself from data breaches. Just in the last week, there have been quite a number of data breaches. And the first one that I want to bring to your attention was reported by this online platform by this organization called The Record. They recorded, they said on October 14, or I should say they reported on Pokemon, the video game developer, confirming that their systems were breached by hackers, right? So this Pokemon that's based in Japan, I believe they are the third largest video game developer in the world. They have they have sold more than 480 million games worldwide. So you can imagine that a lot of people's information was involved in this data breach. So you can expect, if you have ever bought the Pokemon game or played it, chances are some of your information might come up in this data breach. Large amounts of data were stolen. Another data breach that was reported just this week is or pertains to Volkswagen. And just to put things into perspective, Volkswagen is the largest car manufacturer in Europe. They are the manufacturers of cars like Volkswagen, obviously, Lamborghini, Bentley, Audi. Those are some of the cars that they manufacture. So what happened in this breach is the ransomware group called 8base came out and said that they have access to financial record of Volkswagen's customers, not just financial records, personal data, and personnel files. The ransomware group came and made that announcement, and then afterwards, Volkswagen came out and confirmed that it was actually true. So this is we're still learning more regarding this data theft. Hopefully, in the coming weeks and months, we'll get to know the full extent of this data breach. But this is something that recently occurred, so we don't know the full extent of this breach yet. Another one was reported by InfoSec magazine, and they reported that 31 million records were exposed, and these were records of the Internet Archives. And Internet Archives is the world's most famous digital library. They did suffer these cyber attacks. When they suffered it, their websites were temporarily unavailable. And once again, 31 million records were exposed when these Internet Archives data breach occurred. Now, now that I've mentioned some of the data breaches that we have heard about in the last week or so, let me take some time to go through some of the data breaches that have occurred in this year, the year 2024. The first one I want to bring to your attention is regarding the Bank of America, right? So we learned that the Bank of America suffered a data breach back in February, and this breach included social security numbers, names, account details of thousands of customers who bank with Bank of America. And then you may recall the data breach with AT&T that happened back in March. This affected all AT&T customers, I believe, but not just current customers, but even previous customers. Their sensitive information was released in this data breach. That sensitive information included social security numbers and account details. So if you use AT&T as your cell phone provider, this probably affects you. One of the largest data breach that happened back in May was with Ticketmaster. If you have purchased tickets to concerts or different functions using Ticketmaster, there's a huge chance your information may have been exposed. So with the Ticketmaster, we are told that I think over 500 million records were exposed. The records include names, email addresses, phone numbers, credit card details. Dropbox also suffered a data breach back in May. And then Dell also suffered a data breach in May. You can see May was a pretty busy month in terms of data breaches. 49 million customers of 49 million customers data was revealed, and this included names, addresses of people who may have bought some computers from the company Dell. Another one in July included Advanced Auto Parts. And then for those who are in the United States, almost 400 US-based healthcare institutions were hit with ransomware, right? And in those situations, some of the information of some of the incidents led to patient data being revealed or being exposed. So I think the healthcare, not just in the United States, but in different countries, has been quite a target of these hacking companies, and patient information has been revealed as a result of the data breaches that are targeting healthcare institutions, right? So in light of all these breaches that are happening, the question that you may be asking yourself is, what can I do to protect myself from these data breaches? Or how can I know if I have been breached? I want to bring to your attention this website, haveibeenpwned.com, which was developed by a cybersecurity expert back in 2013. And the pwned in Have I Been Pwned is spelled PWNED, right? So if you go to that website, you can put in your email address, and you can be notified if your email has been involved in a published or in a known data breach. So let me jump to that website and show you. So right now I'm on the home page of the Have I Been Pwned. As I mentioned, you put in your email address in that section. After you put in your email address, you can be notified if your email address comes up in any data breach. If you click notify me, you can put in your email address. And by putting your email address, you can be notified if should your email address come in any of the data breaches. You can also do a domain search. You can see who has been pawned, or these are the websites that have been pawned or that have been breached over the years, right? So they are listed for different years: 2017, 2018, 2011. These are some of the known breaches that have occurred, right? So I'll just scroll down. You can see in 2013, 153 million Adobe accounts were breached. Advanced Auto Parts, the one that I talked about earlier, Advanced Auto Parts, they confirmed they had suffered a data breach, which was posted for sale to a popular hacking forum. Some information regarding that data breach is listed. So the Advanced Auto Parts affected 79 million unique email addresses. They were included in this breach alongside names, phone numbers, addresses, and further data attributes related to company employees. So if you have used this website, maybe to buy car parts, there's a chance your information may have come up in that data breach. So I'll scroll down. I think somewhere down there we can see another one that I talked about, AT&T, right? So there is AT&T. In March 2024, tens of millions of records allegedly breached from AT&T were exposed to a popular hacking forum, right? So they're talking about how that went about. So you can go to this website to learn more about some of the breaches that have occurred, right? So after you put in your email address into that website, this is an example of an email address that was entered, and it says the email address was pawned in one data breach. So the email address which was entered here came up in one data breach. And this is the data breach that the email came up in: data enrichment exposure from PDL customer, which happened in 2019. And these are the details of that particular data breach. This one affected 622 million unique email addresses when that data breach happened back in 2019. Okay, so this is probably what you may want to see when you enter your email address. I entered one of my email addresses here, and I got the good news that no pawnage found. In other words, the email address I entered did not come up in any data breach. Okay, so now that we have talked about those different data breaches, I would like to spend the next minutes talking about some of the specific things that you can do to protect yourself from different data breaches. You want to ensure that you practice good online habits, and you want to be vigilant when you are on the internet to ensure that to protect yourself so that your information does not come up in data breaches. One of the things that you can do is to use strong, unique passwords. Make sure you do not reuse your passwords. So use a combination of letters, numbers, and special characters for your passwords. Don't use the same password on different platforms, on different websites, because if that single password is compromised, it becomes easier for the other accounts to be compromised as well. So use not just strong passwords, but avoid using the same password on multiple platforms. Use passphrase, passphrases. Another thing that you may want to do is the use of a password manager. A password manager can help you, can help by storing, you create one strong password, and then the strong password allows you to get into the password manager, and then it will create strong passwords for other websites or other platforms that you may need to access. If you have any questions, or if you want recommendations in terms of which password manager to use, I'll be glad to give you some tips on that. So feel free to reach out and I can give you information about password managers. The other thing that you may want to do is to enable multi-factor authentication, or even two-factor authentication. This helps in adding an extra layer of security by requiring a second form of verification. Maybe you may, in most cases, you may set it up in such a way that you get a text message when you are trying to log on to a website. So the text message comes to your phone. That's an added layer. But still, you need to be cautious, because I think we are seeing some multi-factor authentications being compromised as well. But nonetheless, that's an added security that you can, added layer of security that you can give yourself. The next tip has to do with being careful with phishing attempts. And as far as phishing attempts, I would say be on the lookout for unsolicited emails. Don't click the links that may come in those unsolicited emails, emails that may come asking for personal information. Don't avoid clicking suspicious links or downloading attachments, because those are some of the things that can compromise your systems, that can give the hackers a foothold into your information. And then double check the URLs that you go to. Make sure that they are legitimate, so that you are not going to websites that are not legitimate. Another tip is to monitor your accounts regularly, right? So get into the habit of checking your bank statements, check your credit report, and make sure that everything that comes up on your credit report is something that you recognize. If there are any items that you don't recognize, contact the institutions right away, so that those things can be rectified. And the website that I mentioned, Have I Been Pwned? You can use their services as well, as that can be helpful in sending you emails, in notifying you if your information has come up in any of the data breaches. The next thing that you can do to protect yourself is to keep your software updated. The software on your computers, the software on your mobile devices, the software on your laptops, make sure that it's updated. Because what happens is every now and then vulnerabilities are found in the softwares that we use. And the software manufacturers, or even the hardware manufacturers, release patches to address those vulnerabilities or the weaknesses that may be in the software. So if you continue using software with known vulnerabilities and patches, you expose yourself So I cannot stress enough the need to always use updated software. And then the other thing that you can do is to secure your devices. Make sure that you lock your mobile devices so that should somebody find it, they cannot easily get into that device. Use multi-factor authentication, MFA, to whenever it's available. Use encryption methods to encrypt your files, to encrypt your devices. Should your laptop be stolen, if it's encrypted, that's another layer that you are adding that can make it difficult for your information to be compromised. And then another thing that I recommend, especially when it comes to using public Wi-Fi's, make sure you use the VPN to encrypt your internet traffic. That's another that is another layer of security that you can use in this effort to protect yourself. And then finally, use security alerts and notification. Make sure you enable security alerts on your different accounts so that you get notified if there are suspicious activities, such as unusual logins, and pay attention to those when they come in, or enable alerts for changing passwords. That way, when you get an email about a password change, if you have not initiated it, you know that something might be going on. And again, in terms of security alerts and notification, that website, Have I Been Pwned, that can also be helpful. If you use it, you can be notified should your email come up in any data breach. That would be all for this recording. I hope you stay safe and secure. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and I'll be glad to answer them. Thank you for watching.